Hey, my name is Patrick Kilgore, and for my hackathon project, I built a web extension for Firefox and Chrome using the Web Extensions API and Google Fitness, and I called it Heartless because it goes back using your Google API fitness history and will make browsing progressively more annoying the lazier you've been. So I'll get started here. Oops. Right now, it's booting up the browser and hot loading the extension in. And here I am procrastinating on, well, I got to log in first. So it does use the Google OAuth system, which makes it nice. So it's pulling actual Google data from me, and you get to see how lazy I've been while I've been programming the last few days. Oops. And I need to get my two-factor, apparently. All right, so it just logged in with Google, and as you can see, the div that I in the browser window from the browser screen, because I've only worked out about an hour in the past 3 days, and it does it based on a maximum of 3 hours and a minimum, or so if you worked up for 3 hours, you get a clean browser window, and if you don't, it starts progressively covering your screen. If it ever covers up anything too important, it's set to have a little timeout feature here, so it'll go away for about 20 seconds, and 20 seconds later, it'll come back. So I'm going to go into the Google Fitness API right now and add another hour of workout, and we should see it change fairly quickly, although it does depend on how helpful Google wants to be when I do this. So as you can see now, the extension is coming back online, and if I add an activity here of an hour and save it, as I talk through the rest of the code here in a couple of seconds, we should be able to come back and see that be much smaller. So just the general overview of how these work. There is a background script that runs and it kind of acts as a server for the extension. It does all the OAuth stuff and API. And it sends messages from here on the left to the actual content script on the right, which listens for the messages and then resizes that div in the browser depending on how active you've been or not, and also has some communication back to the background server to kind of let it know what's happened. So if we go back to Firefox, hopefully we should see this shrink in the next couple of seconds. But I found that the Google APIs don't update that quickly. Sometimes it might take 5 minutes. Sometimes it might take less. So I'm going to try to refresh this and see if it goes. And if it comes back and it's the same size, I can assure you it'll change eventually, but doesn't always demo well in a 3-minute video. So we'll give it another couple seconds and if it changes. It did not. But anyways, with more time, you'd see that either expanding as you've been lazier or shrinking as you've been more active, and hopefully it motivates people to work out. So that's Heartless. Thanks, guys. Bye.